Hello and welcome to Virtual Classroom. We are going to do the next chapter from Vistas, which is On the Face of It by Susan Hill. In this video, we will discuss the entire play line by line. The first scene of the play takes place in Mr. Lamb's garden. The entire scene is a conversation between Mr. Lamb and Derry. Let's look at the play in details. In this part, we see Mr. Lamb's garden. The play opens in Mr. Lamb's garden. Derry walks in slowly and cautiously till he hears Mr. Lamb's voice close at hand, and Derry is surprised because he expected the garden to be all empty. Mr. Lamb introduces himself and cautions Derry about the fruit, the crab apples that had fallen. He could trip over them. Derry tells him that he had not expected anybody there. He had presumed that the house was empty. Mr. Lamb puts his fears to rest and jokes, saying that the house was empty since he was in the garden. Derry is frightened and turns to go. Mr. Lamb welcomes him into the garden. He says that his gate was always open to welcome people, but he had noticed that Derry had climbed the garden wall. Derry, a 14-year-old boy, is angry and says that he had not come to steal anything and he just wanted to get into the garden. Mr. Lamb believes him. He says that only the young boys come to steal the apples, but Derry was not that young. Derry tries to go out, but Mr. Lamb tells him not to be afraid of anything. Derry protests, saying that he was not afraid, but people were afraid of him. Mr. Lamb is surprised, but Derry says that it is because he has the ugliest face. People pretend to be sympathetic, but they are actually afraid of him. Mr. Lamb, after a pause, tells him that when it was a bit cooler, he would get the ladder and a stick and pull down the crab apples and make jelly. September was a good month to do so. Derry accuses Mr. Lamb of changing the subject. He feels that people are afraid to talk about his looks because he was ugly. However, Mr. Lamb tells him to talk about it if he wanted to, but Derry is upset and says that he didn't like meeting anybody. Mr. Lamb asks him if he was burnt in a fire, but Derry says that it wasn't fire but the acid that burned the side of his face and scarred him for a lifetime. He asks Mr. Lamb if he was not interested in knowing about him. But Mr. Lamb corrects him, saying that he was interested in everything God made, even the weeds that others don't like. He respected each creation that God had made because he feels each creation is an individual and has importance. Just as Mr. Lamb was old and Derry young, Derry had a burnt face while Mr. Lamb has a tin leg. All these external features are unimportant. Derry asked Mr. Lamb about his tin leg. Mr. Lamb told him that it was blown off years back. Kids called him Lammy Lamb, but it didn't trouble him. Derry said he could cover it with his trousers and none would notice and stare. To this, Mr. Lamb feels that some did stare till they get tired of doing so. There were plenty of things to stare in this world. He felt that beauty was relative. He reminds Derry of the story of Beauty and the Beast. Derry himself recalls the fairy story. What one looked like was not important, but what one was inside mattered. Beauty loved the monstrous beast, and when she kissed him, he changed into a handsome prince. But Derry lamented that, unlike the beast, he would have to stay ugly, as none would kiss him. He recalled that only his mother kissed him, but that too on the other side of his face. She did so as she had to. Derry felt it was the mother's compulsion that she kissed him. Hence, he did not like his mother to kiss him out of compulsion. Mr. Lamb asked Derry if he did not want to kiss beautiful people and those who loved, those whom he loved. Derry felt that no one would let him kiss them. He felt that he wouldn't ever look different. He would always have half a face. Mr. Lamb told him that the world had a whole face to be looked at. Derry asks him if his old garden was the world. But Mr. Lamb said that when he was there, the world was as much there as anywhere. In these lines, Derry asked Mr. Lamb about his tin leg, whether it hurt. Mr. Lamb said that it did earlier, but it doesn't anymore. Only at times in the wet weathers it did, but it didn't matter now. Derry felt all people with a deformity or handicapped said that. They preach that there are people with worse handicaps. Mr. Lamb said that it was the truth. However, Derry disagreed. He recalled how a woman had said that his face was a terrible thing and a face only a mother could love. He had heard lots of things that were just as hurting, and to this Mr. Lamb advised him to keep his ears shut and not pay attention to what people said about him. Derry found Mr. Lamb to be saying the strangest things and asking questions that he didn't understand. Mr. Lamb said that he liked to talk, but Derry was not obliged to answer his questions. If he wanted, he could leave. He added that there was a beehive behind the trees. Though people said that bees buzz, he could hear the bees sing. Derry told him that he had come because he liked what he had seen from over the wall. Mr. Lamb pointed out that Derry had seen him, he could have not crossed the wall. Derry agreed, saying that it was because he did not like people staring at him or being afraid of him. Mr. Lamb told Derry that he could lock himself in a room and never leave it. Like a man, he just narrated him a story of a man who did that as he was afraid of everything. He feared that a bus might run over him, or a man might breathe deadly germs onto him, or a donkey might kick him to death, or lightning might strike him down, or he might love a girl and the girl would leave him, or he might slip on a banana skin and fall, and people who saw him fall would laugh their heads off. So, in order to avoid all these, he went into the room and locked the door and got into his bed and stayed there. He did this for a while till a picture fell off the wall onto his head and killed him. And listening to this example given by Mr. Lamb, Derry burst out laughing. Derry asked Mr. Lamb what he did all day long. Mr. Lamb said that he sat in the sun and read books. Derry noticed that there weren't any curtains at the window. Mr. Lamb felt it was because he neither liked shutting things out nor shutting them in. He liked the light and the darkness and also wanted to hear the wind. Derry admitted that he liked to hear the rain on the roof. Listening to this, Mr. Lamb was happy because he came to know that Derry could listen and enjoy too. Derry told Mr. Lamb that he had heard his parents wonder about what would happen to him when they died. It would be difficult for him to get onto this world with a face like a burnt face. To this, Mr. Lamb replied that Derry had arms, legs, eyes, ears, tongue, and a brain, and he could get on the way he wanted like anyone. And if he chose and set his mind to it, he could get on better than all the others, just as Mr. Lamb had done. Derry wanted to know if Mr. Lamb had friends. Mr. Lamb said he had hundreds of them. They were everywhere. People came into his house indiscriminately. He did not distinguish between his friends, people he knew, people he didn't know. Whoever came to his garden, to his house, he welcomed them. The gate was always open. People came in and sat in front of the fire in winter. Kids came for the apples and pear and the toffee that he made with honey. Anybody could walk in just as Derry had done. Derry was surprised and said he wasn't a friend. He didn't know him, neither where he came from nor his name. But to Mr. Lamb, that was insignificant. He did not find these identity important. But Derry introduced himself. He said that he might not visit him again. He would not be a friend. Like he added, when one passes people in the street and one might even speak to them, but one never sees them again, doesn't mean they are friends. To this, Mr. Lamb said that it did not mean they were enemies either. Then Derry said they were just nothing. Mr. Lamb clarified that people are never just nothing. Derry felt there were some people he hated, and Mr. Lamb advised him that he should not do that, as harming, as hating would harm him more than any bottle of acid. Acid had only burnt his face, but hating would burn him from inside. So hating would not just ruin his life, but also his peace of mind, his life. Derry said that he had heard a person say that people are better off with others like themselves. For example, blind people ought to be with other blind people and idiot boys with idiot boys. Derry agreed with this because when all the people were the same, they would not stare at each other and it would not hurt. But Mr. Lamb disagreed. He said that even people with some deformity were different. It was incorrect to judge people by what they looked like. One had to watch, listen, and think to notice the difference. Derry said he would like to have a house with a garden and no curtains. Mr. Lamb said that the gate was always open. Whatever was his was for everybody. He asked Derry to come whenever he wanted. He said even if he was out, there would be others there. Derry was a bit surprised. He was also apprehensive that the others would look at his face and run. But Mr. Lamb said that he would have to take that risk. Derry felt that he might have to lose all other friends if he came because nobody wanted to stay near him if they could help it. Mr. Lamb said that the kids called him Lammy Lamb and yet came into this garden. They were not afraid of him, just as he was not of them. Derry wanted to know how Mr. Lamb could climb a ladder and pick the crab apples down. Mr. Lamb said that he had learned to do a lot of things with his thin leg. He was not afraid of falling and breaking his neck or even of dying. Derry wanted to help Mr. Lamb but felt that his mother would want to know where he was. He was 14, yet his parents wanted to know where he was. Mr. Lamb explained that they were worried. He wanted Derry to inform them and return. Derry was afraid that they would not let him return. Mr. Lamb said he would have to decide for himself. Derry was a bit confused as he did not know what he wanted. He wanted something that no one else had got or ever have. Mr. Lamb said that he could find out by waiting, watching, and listening. In these lines, Derry wanted to know if other people came there as he did not believe that they did. He felt that Mr. Lamb stayed there alone and miserable, and no one would know if he was alive or dead, and nobody would care. But Derry's opinion did not matter to Mr. Lamb. Derry found him to be strange. But all that Mr. Lamb said was that it was a good excuse for Derry not to come back, just as his burnt up face was for others. Derry said Mr. Lamb felt frightened of his face, or he felt that he was ugly as a devil. But Derry liked it there and was determined to come back. When he left, Mr. Lamb did not expect him to return, like others who had promised to come back, but they never came back to Mr. Lamb. Scene 2 takes place in the house of Derry, where we have a conversation between Derry and his mother. His mother tried to dissuade him from going back to Mr. Lamb. She said that she has heard things about Mr. Lamb, but Derry defended Mr. Lamb, saying that she shouldn't believe all that she had heard. Derry wanted to know if she was afraid of an old man with a tin leg and who lived in a huge house without curtains and had a garden for himself. Derry wanted to go there, sit and listen to the bees singing, and listen to Mr. Lamb talking about things that mattered, about things that nobody ever had talked about to Derry, about things he wanted to think about. Derry told his mother that now he didn't care what he looked like. He didn't care about his face and it wasn't important. He was going back there only to help Mr. Lamb with the crab apples and look at things and listen. He was determined to go back because if he didn't go back there, he would never go back anywhere in the world again. We see a change in Mr. in Derry, which was brought by Mr. Lamb, that now he doesn't care about people talking about his face. He didn't give much attention to his scarred face. He just wanted to enjoy, see, and observe things. Derry just ran out to Mr. Lamb's garden, and when he reached the garden, a branch was heard shuffling and apples thumping down, and he heard Mr. Lamb falling down. Soon Derry entered, shouting that he had returned. He noticed Mr. Lamb fallen on the ground. He ran to him and tried to wake him, but there was no answer, and Derry started to cry. In these lines, something is important. You see, I came back. You did, you said I wouldn't, and they said, but I came back. I wanted. And the very last line spoken by Derry, I came back, lammy lamb, I did come back. So he's not just talking about coming back to the garden of Mr. Lamb, but coming back to life, to living that life which he couldn't because of his burnt face. So throughout the play, we see this conversation between Mr. Lamb and Derry has brought about a significant change in the perspective of the young boy Derry. He now feels his face is not important. He now wants to focus on the things around, on the beautiful life that he can lead even with a scarred face. How he can be different, how he can do things differently, and how he can enjoy life in spite of having a burnt face like Mr. Lamb is doing with his tin leg.